Hey everybody, how's it going? Bonjour, ohayo gozaimasu. How's everyone doing this Friday evening? Saturday morning for me. Live stream here from Japan. Hope everyone's having a good week. Hope everyone's winding down their week. So today, a lot of stuff happened today. Finally, the official Rick and Morty announcement came out along with release dates, so you guys can check all that stuff out. Hello, I was just in the New York City store, and I have to say, Steve is amazing. Great customer service. Steve is the man. I'm glad you had an opportunity to go out to the store there. Did you check out the Empire State Salvage? Hello, Mr. B. Hello. So, anyways, as I was saying, we did announce the Rick and Morty Naked and Famous Denim collaboration release dates, and you got some. Finally, you've got some better photos online now on our Instagram. So all three of the styles, Pickle Rick, Morty, and Rick. You can see some pretty detailed shots on our Instagram. Right now, we've also got the product photos on the websites on Naked and Famous Denim NYC, Tate and Yoko, and on nakedandfamousdenim.com. Three websites. A little bit of anyways, we got to manage a lot of websites. Anyways, yesterday we were working pretty hard to get all the information out there. So all that stuff is up. Get hyped because the Pickle Rick is releasing. It will be the first release. So anyways, if you got any questions about the Rick and Morty denim collection, stay tuned because we will be going over each item today on the live stream. Another thing that we're doing today on the live stream is we have a special guest. Tommy from James Dant, the big boss over there, is going to be joining us. I think he's waiting to enter the chat. So we're gonna be doing that today as well. Last week we had Dan from Over the Rainbow. Always a fun time hanging out with Dan. I haven't spoken to Tommy. I think on email we were every now and then, but I crashed one of his live streams a while ago, but we haven't had a long conversation in a while, and we're used to seeing each other every couple of months at the trade shows, and we haven't been able to do that. So it's going to be a little bit of a catch up for me, and we can also talk denim and answer your questions live. So without further ado, let's get Tommy in here. He's made that request. So let's do it. Anyways, I think I sent him an invite now. What's going on here? Go live in a room. Okay, invite.
Howdy.
Hey, look who it is.
How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Is it a requirement for us denim dudes to have beards and long hair?
I guess so. You shave yourself so often though that I don't think it's a requirement because you're the most denim of out there.
But your hair's looking luscious as ever. I mean, my hair is long, but your hair's you've got the volume I'm jealous of.
What's going on here?
Yeah, it's amazing. How's it going out there?
It's good, man. It's end of a long day. It was a heck of a week for us, as you know. Big day yesterday. We moved through so many pairs. I didn't go into it knowing what to expect, but it was a really good day.
Before we even get into we moved a lot of pairs, what did we move a lot of pairs of?
Yeah, the Slub Monster. So that was our collaboration, the 14.5 ounce Sanforized slubby denim, very traditional Japanese style slub denim. And it had all of our special details and some artwork by our good friend Ben Curry.
That's right.
Yeah. That is what we did yesterday.
I'm happy that we were able to get Ben for this one. I want to use Ben more. For those who don't know, Ben's a fantastic artist and a good loyal supporter of the brand. And anyways, we have a couple of guys that we do we use for our work for our pocket flashes, our leather patches. But Ben, he's just one of these guys that I always wanted to have doing some stuff for us, and finally we were able to get him for the Slub Monster. So anyways, we just released the Slub Monster exclusively at James Dant. It was our first exclusive jean, and you guys released them yesterday at 2 p.m. And from what I saw on the Instagram stories you were posting, a lot of them are gone now. How many are gone?
We cleared out. We're down to, I think, around 8 pairs the last I checked. So
Okay.
Some random sizes in there. There was still a 31 in the Super Guy last I checked, which kind of blew me away. Um, it's one of those random ones that's hanging out that I think is going to get snatched up over the weekend. So
All right. Well, that's pretty good. I mean, it's usually the 28s that tend to hang around for us.
yeah,
As a guy who used to be a 28, and when I started Naked and Famous Denim, I was wearing 28s.
yeah.
Sometimes, in fact, we made the 27s because sometimes I needed the 27, and like I always felt special because it didn't matter. Like whenever I went shopping, always the 28s were available for me. Like at the end of the season, if there was a sale or something like that, I could always snatch up the 28s. And now, as from behind the scenes, as a person who can never wear a 28 again, because I just not how biology works. It's like now I see, because now I have to manage inventory, and like you have to make the 28s because there are people who are slim out there, but it's usually the ones that are always at the end of the season, and then because sometimes you have to mark like you want the last of down, you've got one piece left, but like it's often like there's so many 28s left at the end of the season, or whenever it's time to mark something down. And then people are like, "Oh, do you have any more sizes?" And it's just like that's not how this all works.
And it's like such a simple question too. People are like, "Why don't you just take the 28 and make it a 31 or make it a 32?" And it's always that. It's always why don't you have another 32 or another 34? And it's like, well, we could make 50 32s, but
yeah,
then
right.
We'd
have no size of anything else. Yeah, it's a difficult thing, just managing sizes. I mean, you're gonna maybe you'll share your perspective, but we have to, we go on sales, but the problem with sales, as you're being the complete basis of your analysis for like what inventory you carry, is that if you don't carry a size or you don't carry much of a size, you don't know how many sales you may have lost, right?
Yeah.
Like if you don't carry a lot of 38s. And say you carry a handful, a couple, you sell through them all. You don't know how many people didn't buy the 38 because you sold through them all. So it's always a kind of a guessing game to see where things are trending. But inventory management is not fun. There's a lot of boring parts of our business that people don't realize, like the releases, putting out the imagery. That's all great, but like getting set up for all that stuff, it's very, very tedious.
I feel like you were in the perfect position though. Like if you were to be any size as a shop owner, it would be on one of the extremities, like a size 42 or a size 28, because you have your pick of the lot of whatever didn't sell.
Pretty much. Although I have to say our 42s, we have I'm assuming that a lot of them are the same people. Like we have a loyal lot of 38, 40, 42s. Because you can't get them anywhere else. Like very few of our retailers carry those sizes. So like when they come up, they go fast. And I find that like our larger sizes tend to sell faster than our really small sizes. Here's what I think. We used to do a lot of business in like the 28 to 32 range. We used to sell a lot in Japan. And the weird thing about Japan is they don't really, like the retailers we worked with, they were usually like department stores like Barney's and American Rag, things like that. They don't carry in between sizes, and they don't carry things above 32. So it would be like 28, 30, 32. They would only carry 3 sizes. And and they would order because they had a lot of locations, or they were just, whatever. They anticipated a lot of sales. They would order so deep into like these sizes that it would, like, when we were doing our production runs, it was like, Barney's would order like 128s, 230s, 232s. And like, and you're just like, okay. And then the rest of your stuff is like just not as balanced. So your production is all like messed up. I mean, you deal with it, but it's just kind of weird how it always, like, it worked out that way. And just the way the production works, like, there's always overage. And because you want, when you're doing your production lots, you always want to cut all. So if you have enough fabric to say make, 1,200 jeans or something like that, and you have enough orders to give it 1,200 jeans, depending on how the size breakdown works, you might have more fabric at the end.
Mm.
So you have to cut all. So you might end up with more 28s in that situation, or whatever size that you're heavy on. So we would always end up with like a bunch of these like extra small sizes because of these odd production lot situations we were in.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, I was actually really surprised. I thought we were going to have a little bit of overage with it, and Brandon would come back and let me know, and I'd get to pick a few sizes here and there, which now would have been, hindsight,
right.
would have gone to 31s and 36s and 34s.
Right. Did we not have any overage for you, or was it to the T, or were we? Sometimes it's less. I'll say sometimes it's less.
That might have been what it was. It might have been like one pair less.
Uh-huh.
So that, yeah.
Yeah. Again, the way yield, like you're calculating the yield. It's like depending on the way the size breakdown works, you might end up with more. You might end up with a little bit less. So it's not an exact science. My first pair was a 32, but I'm getting a 33 for my next pair. Yeah, I mean, I keep going up. I like snacks too much. It's what can I say? I like snacks and I don't like exercise.
Man, these things keep popping up because I asked Andy this question the last time we had an Instagram live session. My buddy Andy, what he was being advertised to, like what was being advertised to him on Instagram. And ever since watching your videos on Friday nights and like searching out some of these snacks, I just get these snack advertisements like, we'll send you a box from Japan. And I never know if any of it's like legitimate or what, but your
That's
snack
funny.
has me getting all these advertisements now.
Yeah. Like I don't know, man. Here's the thing, like in Japan, portion sizes are smaller, which isn't a good thing. Like people, oh, it's a good thing. I'm like, no, you just eat more. You just like, at least if I have one large bag of Doritos, I'm like, okay, that's pretty good. But when the bags are small, you're just like, I could eat 3 of these.
And it winds up being a bag and a half.
Yeah. So it's just I tear through them, and yeah. I tried to cut down on soda a lot, which I've done, but I don't know. It's all the chips, I guess. Not really, and the lack of exercise. I mean, I barely leave the house now, and it's. I mean, I work from home, so that's mostly because of that. But yeah, like just doing the regular, like going to the office, especially if you've been to our office, like, I'm running up and downstairs, going to the warehouse, moving boxes, shifting inventory around. Like, you're doing a lot of stuff during the day. So, I guess I've lost a lot of that because as much as, like, my house is still full of boxes and jeans and things like that, it's just not the same.
Yeah. Speaking of going to the factory, we were scheduled to come see you guys in April. So April of 2020, if that tells you anything. But yeah, we had to cancel that flight. We're still sitting on that credit, and the plan is still to come see. Hopefully, you're there when we come. I don't know if it'll land at the right time next time, but
I'm hoping. Obviously, I'm hoping that we'll be able to all link up. I mean, I have a ticket for like the end of May, which I don't think I'm going to be able to use. I'm going to have to like shift that around.
yeah.
Just because like the situation is like it's so hard to go back home to Canada right now. When I booked the ticket, citizens weren't required to get COVID tests before coming home. But now they require it, and then there's also like a quarantine, like a mandatory quarantine hotel that you have to go to. So it's like, and you have to pay for all this stuff. So it adds like an extra $5,000 of cost between myself and my wife. Yeah, just to go home, and like that's not a small amount of money. So, yeah. And anyways, I'm just waiting. You guys have done a pretty good, like from what I can tell, I don't watch a lot of TV because I just don't have time. But like whenever I see what's going on, you guys are, so many vaccines and things that are per day. And even from like our guys in New York, they're telling me like life is really starting to get back to normal. Like people are coming into the shop, the streets are like starting to feel a little bit more normal. That's probably the weather's probably helping as well.
Yeah, a lot of my friends are moving back to New York right now.
Right.
Yeah.
So New York's feeling lively. Um, Even just in terms of like business in New York, I would say that since the start of the pandemic till now, like it's been a rough ride there. I mean, we're very reliant on walk-in traffic and on tourism, and without that, and we were closed for like 3 months, so that didn't help at all. Um, so it's starting to get to feel like we're the like sales wise where we were pre-pandemic. That's just starting to happen right now. So we've been seeing a lot of support there, which is good. But every time I turn on the news in Canada, it's like everything's getting worse. So I'm just gonna avoid Canada until they've got their act together.
Yeah, you could probably get into New York pretty easily, I'm guessing.
I don't know what the rules are because I'm not American. So I don't know what the rules are for non-Americans to go to the States right now. I know that
Yeah.
there's some kind of deal between Japan and Hawaii. Um, So I think I'm allowed to go to Hawaii. I think there's some quarantine stuff, um, but if I really wanted to, I think I could go to Hawaii. But I mean, which would be nice. But I mean, it's just not. It's not really. It's
Yeah,
not
five
really in the
thousand
cards
dollars
right
to go
now.
to Canada or 5,000 go to Hawaii.
Right. I don't think it would because the thing about going to Canada is like it's an extra like 5,000 on top of my ticket.
Oh, it's plus. It's not just
It's like
5,000 total. Wow.
right. So it's like they make you pay for the quarantine hotel. So it's like up to $2,000 per person. And then the COVID tests here are not cheap. So and like if you're not like if you don't have COVID or like suspected of having COVID, like if you in those situations, like the tests are free. But if you're doing it for travel because you need all this like signed documents and stuff, you got to pay for it out of pocket. So like when I came back to Japan from Canada, I had to pay for it. Cost like 300 something bucks to do that. Um, yeah, and I mean like here's kind of this. I don't want to. This is a denim, chat, but like just a little talk about this is like so I got my appointment. I had to book it in advance, obviously. So I got it. I got my test. And then they're like, okay, cool. Like, we'll email you the paperwork. And I guess the reason why you're paying for it is because you have to get your test like 72 hours before the flight. And you have up to 72 hours before the flight. And you have to have the paperwork. Like, you have to guarantee to have the paperwork. But so you're basically just paying to like guarantee the paperwork. So I've got like the paperwork like the next day. But I've known people who have gotten COVID tests who also get their results like the next day.
Yeah.
So like if you really wanted to cheat the system, you just say that, hey, I might have possibly perhaps anyways, I don't want to cheat the system. But like it just kind of feels like either way you would have got the paperwork in time, but they're just like, oh, you're leaving, you're traveling, so let's throw a little tax on you here.
Yeah.
So
But that's how long, circling back to going to Montreal, that's how long this has been in the works in terms of us at least talking about it for the
yeah.
monster.
Ooh. It's anyways, I'm happy that we released it. I mean, the internet, I mean, these are the kinds of things that like, before the pandemic, we didn't think, that we knew they were possible, but doing online trade shows, like you've done them. I mean, you know what I mean? They're not really trade shows, but like, doing all this business online, it's all doable, right? Like even, designing a gene, developing a gene, all this stuff is perfectly doable. But there's just something about, human contact and being there and talking it out that it's definitely my preference. I mean, I'm sure some people enjoy, the work from home life and all that stuff, but I want to be out there. I want to be on the floor. I want to shake hands and see people and show people stuff in person.
I think we like when we do shows, we talk so much about the current line, and you guys are always super excited about it, which is fun for me. A lot of the times I'm, talking to a middleman or someone who's not directly involved with the product. And that's what we found over this year is anyone who's not directly related with the brand either kind of, dropped off during the pandemic. Their position was eliminated, which is super sad. But that's who we tend to work the best with are the people who are directly related to the brand, the people who know it, by heart. So when we're at the shows, we talk about your lines, but I guess there wasn't really a whole lot of brainstorming. So I was excited for that process to come up and, sit down and look through fabrics and swatches. And that was kind of the bummer of it, but it's still possible. And
Right.
I mean, this whole year has proven that like anything is possible, but
I know that there's a trade show in the States, the show that we would usually attend. It's called Liberty, and they're doing a show in Miami in, I think, July. So that's going to be I've seen other American like smaller shows kind of pop up, but that's the first, I think, major show that is scheduled. I mean, who knows what happens down the line, but I know there are a lot of brands that are like, hey, should we go? Are buyers willing to travel? Like, I mean, what is your perspective on that? Like, would you go to the Liberty show in July?
I think what this has proven to me, I mean, we don't travel as often for spring buys because that season is always a little slower for us. I mean, you really want to hit it right. You want to get in front of people and see the product for fall every year. So that happens, for people out there, that happens in January, late January, early February. It used to be late February, but they've always pushed it back further and further. So the July shows are more fun for us.
Yeah.
Say that like I could probably do it online, but it's one of the fun aspects of getting to run the business is traveling for it. So if I don't have to yet, I probably won't unless something drastic changes. I think the end of the summer or the middle of the summer is going to tell us a lot based on who's been vaccinated and how that's all going and where we are in the bell curve. And so it may be a last minute thing where we're like, fuck it, let's go to Miami. But
right.
I haven't heard a lot from my friends whether they're traveling yet or not.
Right. I when I saw Miami, I was like, oh man, that's pretty good.
We could get into some trouble there. We could find another. What was the place in Vegas? The hot
and juicy.
Hot and juicy. I bet they have like hot and juicy in Miami.
Oh, I'm sure. You know what? I've never been to Miami. Brandon's family has a house out there. I guess like a summer home. And Brandon loves Miami. So it would be fun. Brandon, like, Vermont is very close to Montreal, so like I know they have like he goes to Vermont a lot on the weekends, and Miami. So it's fun to go to like Brandon's like kind of stomping grounds, and like going, as you've hung out with us before, like Brandon's quite he's a jovial guy. He likes having fun. And so when we're in Japan, we're always having a good time, going fun and fancy bars and things like that. But like it would be fun to hang out with Brandon and of course our good friends in Miami and having a great time. So
yeah.
Carl's in the house here. We've got a lot of great visitors here in the chat right now.
Yeah, there's probably a lot we missed out on.
Yeah, let's answer some questions. So if you guys have some questions for us, put them in, type them in below there, and we will answer your questions live. So
we'll just reminisce the whole time.
Yeah, right. We're just gonna be like two dudes just chatting on the phone. Hey, how's it going? Your hair looks great.
Oh man.
So yeah, Carl's got a great YouTube channel. He does a lot of men's fashion, like men's heritage, kind of the stuff that we're into. He does reviews for that type of stuff, boots, jackets, you name it. So if you see him in the chat here, I'll go to the YouTube channel. You go and follow him. I've been reaching out to a bunch of like just people in this space recently. You know, there's a lot of men's fashion YouTube, but like men's heritage and classic fashion YouTube, I find that there's not as much content. But I do appreciate the guys who are out there making it. I mean, I have our channel, but it's just I'm not as creative as a lot of these folks.
I think people would probably beg to differ, but
these people have personality, and I've got stories. I'm really good at talking, but I just, I'm not a video editor and all this stuff. Like, I'm just not. Maybe I'll get there after years. A lot of these creators, they've been doing this for a while, and I'm sure it started off, whatever, and it gets to where it is. But when by the time it hits my eyes, often I'm looking at creators who've been doing this for a while and they're so good at it. And then when I make my videos, I'm like, they're not as good as them. But so guys, go check it out. Let me just switch the camera around here. Go to YouTube, Karl Moravsky. I hope I'm saying that right. Go and subscribe. He makes some great videos. All the kind of stuff that our community is gonna love. I know they just did a interview with the folks over at the Indigo Invitational, talking about the new denim jacket contest that they've got going on there. So a lot of content. He does denim reviews. But boots and all that other stuff that we all love, he talks about it with great passion and knowledge as well. So you definitely want to go check that out. We can change that. Maybe people would like to see an in-person interview. We can get you on one of these next time, Karl. Maybe we should do that. I think this is how it's all the next interviews are going to happen. Like, who's in the chat today? You want to join us next time?
Last week.
Yeah, it's exactly what happened last week. So, anyways, we're a game. I really like this format. We'll chat with fun and interesting people in the community, and then we'll talk about product. Then we'll have snack time. It's a fun way to hang out on a Friday night. I'm just trying to think, what else is going on? We are right now in spring summer 22 development, so it's interesting to see how it's actually the collection's pretty much done in terms of designing the collection. Now it's just waiting for samples to get made. But yeah, maybe here's a question for you. What kind of feedback, how did you feel with this? We still have one jean left to release, and that's the brown fox. But so far, how has the spring summer collection been received by you and your customers?
Yeah, really good. I mean, denim has been a little harder for us. It is an in-person thing, and that's where we've lost some of our touch. It's very hard to just, even with sizing, even with proper sizing, it's hard to get the right pair for the right person online. So we're trying, to do more videos, to do more things that help with that description. Until we released our own, that was the first real blowout we've had. But it's all been received really well. People love the summer sky. That was one that worked really, really well online. I think just people were aching for something not so dark. And so that was smart this season. And then the recycled, we're still waiting on ours because we're waiting on the super guy.
The super guy, yeah.
So when that comes in, I think that's going to be a big one. That is probably going to be one I have to personally grab because I just love the color of it, and the little flecks in it. I'm excited for the brown fox. We got it, and we got it shot. So we got it on body. It's so soft, that wash process.
Did you? I don't know if we sent out the. Okay. You should have got it. We did a rinse wash on these jeans.
Yeah.
Did yours come with the pocket flashers?
They did, yeah. So they say on Sunrise and not to wash. They don't say that they're washed, so you don't have to worry about it. So I got that. Yeah, I got that memo.
Right. So just for everybody out there, we made a little oopsie with the brown fox. As for those people who
have been following like me on these streams a lot, you know that we went from the brown fox being an unsanforized raw pair to a unsanforized one wash. So we decided to do the one wash on that jean because the shrinkage rate on that particular denim was a lot higher than a typical unsanforized jean. Usually on an unsanforized jean, you're sizing up one, maybe two, right? So with this one, you were going to basically be sizing up three. And we felt that was a little too much there was too much guesswork in that. So we figured everyone's going to be rinse washing these anyways. So we might, this is what like 90% of people do with their unsanforized jeans. So let's just do it for you. Let's get rid of that shrink. You can wear them right away. You don't have to have any guesswork with the sizing. But when we designed the pocket flasher, we designed it with the unsanforized denim in mind. And then when we made that change, we forgot to change the pocket flasher. That was already sent out to the printers. It was received at the factory. They put them on all the jeans. And then we got the jeans in the warehouse. And we're like, oh, wait a minute. Oopsie. So, if you get a jean with the pocket flasher that says unsanforized, customers out there, that's going to be a rare one because we ripped them all off. And
that's like getting a bill that's misprint, right? Like you will. Maybe one day if Naked and Famous Denim is 1,000 years old and we've got all this folklore, you can review back to this video and be like, oh, Baysat said it was a rare one. So it's a rare one. It's legit. So anyways, the brown fox is coming soon. But we're in the process of getting those flashers fixed. There's somebody said 3 sizes margin of error is too high for retail. That's right. It's a little too much. Somebody asked, what do we got here? Some questions. I keep bending over and lifting my foot up. People probably think I'm making that sound. My shoes scraping. I'm just sitting on my foot, guys.
Oh. So somebody's, what's your personal favorite fit?
Mine.
Yes.
They're not asking you, yeah. Duh.
Well, I'll answer it, but let's you go first.
Personal favorite fit is the Super Guy. I typically go with a 31. I like it when there's a little extra rise in them. So if I can get about an inch or an inch and a half of extra rise between the front and the back, then I feel really, really good because I can get them up. And by the time they've stretched out, I can get them belted nice and they sit a little higher on me. I've tried a weird guy here and there. It just doesn't have enough taper for my chicken legs. And then I've recently tried to get my right size in the Easy Guy, but they're just a little bit big up top. So I think one day I'll own an Easy Guy. I really like the way the elephant fits in the Super Guy because it seems like you guys give it a little more room or just the lens to that. So what I'll do is if it has a lot of taper, I'll do a nice big fat cuff. And if it's a little more straight from the knee down, then I get it hemmed where there's no cuff at all.
Right. I was going to say Easy Guy sizing down is where I find a lot of customers who want just a little bit more room in the Super Guy. They'll size down in the Easy Guy, and it usually works out. But I guess in your case, not always. I'm an Easy Guy guy.
Yeah.
I'm wearing my Easy Guy solid black selvage today. I gave them a wash not too long ago, and I think they look pretty darn cool. Ignore the cat hair, but you can see like it got this kind of marbling effect that you get sometimes when you throw your jeans in the dryer. My jeans went through the dryer. Definitely got it. Some people like it. Some people don't like it. I've always kind of been whatever about it, but I'm really liking the way it looks on these jeans. So I'm just going to keep throwing these in the dryer whenever I wash them and see if I can amplify that. But that's my perspective. I'm an Easy Guy. Strong Guy, I feel, is the next wave. We're going to start offering a few more options going forward in Strong Guy. And there was another thing that what was I doing this week? And I was doing a lot of planning for like spring, summer 22. And my brain was just in the 70s. and I was looking at a lot of like flared jeans,
Mm-hmm.
and so I don't know. I might be. I kind of want to like. I got to lose a little bit of weight because I have a pair of natural indigo groovy guys. But I want to wear those more. I just there's something about that flare. I don't think that they're going to be like a very trendy thing. I think trend-wise, things are going to go more wide straight.
The strong guy is going to have its day. We're starting to see it move from super guy to weird guy in
right.
Indianapolis too.
And I think it goes well for like the boot guys, the people who like wearing boots, and it goes well with the people who like wearing sneakers. It, like whether you're wearing like a Converse, like Chuck Taylor kind of high top, or you're wearing like Air Force Ones or like big chunky sneakers. Like in Japan, I'm seeing a lot of wide leg jeans with like fashion chunky sneakers. That's a pretty big trend. Also, the girls here are all wearing like flares.
Yeah.
Like flares and like high heels. The other day we were at Disneyland, and the number of like, it felt like high school for me because like the girls were all not all, but like enough that it was like flared jeans and like platform shoes. Remember that look?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what, like, am I in a time machine? Like, I haven't seen that in so long. And, like, there's just so many of these, like, like late 90s, like, styles that was walking around. I thought it was pretty neat. Anyways, we'll see if that hits North America. But
people are living that nostalgia pretty hard right now. I'm seeing, like, early 2000s parties and stuff like that pop up.
Yeah.
People are like, as the world starts to open back up here a little bit.
That's cool, man.
I gotta stand up on the couch. I'm over here wearing my skinnies still.
Oh yeah.
I'll never change.
No, that's fine. Like I like Easy Guy just because I'm getting a little there, you can see him putting a little weight on. But I've been wearing Easy Guy for a while. I just like having the extra room, and I don't feel like it. Like I don't look like not slim in these. Like they don't look very baggy on me. Right. And I just got these this morning actually. These the Monotally Yucatan slides. So I just that package arrived this morning. So enjoying these.
Speaking of, I have a question for you. Marbled effect. We were discussing this probably yesterday, I think. We see this a lot with denim that comes back to the shop, right? You've got your stark contrast, the guys who never wash them. Sometimes they'll come in 3 years later with not a single wash, and you can very well tell that they haven't washed them. Well, I guess that's not true because sometimes people wash them gently, right? Like I do.
Sure.
Mine all have a very specific look. But we see stuff walk back in all the time where the weft is blue. So it started with a white weft, and the weft is blue. And what we've tried to figure out, like we try to, ask the customer what was going on, and they have they have the marbled look too. You're talking about from the dryer. What we think is, so when you wash them in a bathtub, right? They crock indigo, and then the indigo is out gently as long as you're agitating gently. But what we think is when you stick them in a big tub, the water sits for a while, and some of the oil.
Yeah, it might be like self-contaminating, the indigo dye is probably, but then again, like it's not, you might get a little bit of that, but it's probably not enough for it to like really stick. Like, even like I've dyed shirts, like, whenever my my shirts kind of get to the point where they're, if you've had a white shirt for long enough, it's just not white anymore. Like I'll usually dye them with indigo. I'll get an indigo dye kit, and like they'll be dark blue when you first get them, but after after a while, like they start to fade. So I wouldn't imagine that the indigo that's sitting in the bathtub with the pair of jeans, like it'll probably adhere to the weft a little bit, but not enough that it would even last a wash. Like if it's not on there, it would stay blue. But if you wash them, like that would come right out.
Yeah, it doesn't happen in the bathtub, but it will happen in like the drum, I guess is the word I'm looking for, like the drum of the washer. And what after you said that about the the heat creating the marbling. That's what I'm wondering, is if it really is like heat. So the indigo within the drum sits on the white weft, and then when they bake it, it bakes the indigo into the weft, maybe?
I don't know. I don't think so.
It's so
Like
strange how
the marbling on your jeans is because you've got this wet ball of fabric. You know what I mean? Your jeans are like, and it's just slamming around the machine. So like you're gonna get some you know it's kind of like putting sandpaper to like your jeans, because you're just agitating those parts that are like crinkled up more and more. The dryer is a mysterious place. It's things are gonna happen in there. I've not really experienced the weft turning blue myself. I mean, maybe to some degree, but not enough. But what would be causing it? I mean, it's some cross contamination somewhere from the indigo, from the warp. When it's happening and how it's adhering, I'm not sure. I just don't think that the indigo, like that amount of indigo, is going to really stick to that weft.
It's so strange. But it's not an anomaly. We've seen it enough times that I would love to know the science behind it.
Right. Maybe you got to do some tests. Cut up some fabric and throw it in the washing machine. See what happens. Anyways, that's an interesting observation. I just don't know how that is happening.
Yeah.
All right. Somebody's saying, I found the elephant jacket pit is drawing indigo on the inside pit seam. I found the elephant jacket pit is drawing indigo on the inside pit seam. Maybe it's drawing in from the warp from your body. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point too. If you take your denim off that you've worn for a long time and flip it inside out, sometimes the honeycombs on the inside will have indigo.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, there's probably some absorption that way as well. Yeah, or maybe, I mean, yeah, I wonder how that all works exactly. But yeah, you definitely will see if you've worn your jeans a lot, the creases will bring, like on the inside of your jeans, have brought in some color from the outside.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed that the weft on my jeans turns blue exactly where the fades appear on the warp whenever I wash them.
Yep.
So yeah, maybe it's pulling it in from the outside. I have 20-year-old jeans that have never been washed. Okay, have you worn them? Because sometimes I'll say, so yeah, I've got 15-year-old jeans I've never washed. I've also never worn them. I have a lot of jeans, and there are certainly a large number of jeans in my collection that have never been worn. I think we're all guilty of that. My problem was and I caution people. I've seriously talked to some of our there's some certain passionate customers that we have that own a lot of jeans, and they wear a lot of them too.
One very specific one in New York picked a pair up from us this week.
Right. So Supreme Connoisseur, RT, great guy. He picked up a pair of I saw he picked up a pair. I shared it on our Instagram story. But these guys are young, and I'm like, if you're gonna wear the jeans, that's fine. But sometimes people wear them. Sometimes people stock them. And I know that there are people who collect them too, and whatever. But if I was, I've slowed down how many jeans I'll even that I'll take for myself. Just because I've outgrown 90% of my jeans, and if you're going to stay the same, if you're going to maintain your weight, okay, whatever, you'll eventually get to wearing them. But there's nothing worse than having this jean that you want to wear that you've outgrown. So be careful if you're stocking up a lot. I mean, it sounds counterintuitive for me to tell people to stop buying, but just be careful. That's all I'm saying. I don't want you to have something in your closet you're going to regret. You don't want to look. I hate looking at stuff that I'm like, oh man, I wish I could use that. But just be careful, because I think most guys we get a little bit more. We gain a lot of weight as we get older, and a lot of our customers are young. They're in their 20s. They're still metabolizing quickly. And once you get to a point, then your metabolism slows down a little bit, and then you weren't easy, guys.
Yeah, I've hit 30. That may be the transition for me.
Yeah, be careful. I'm 17 in high school, and everybody dresses exactly like that. It's amazing. It's amazing. How everything comes back. Full circle. Who buys a really expensive jacket you're selling? I mean, yeah, there are a few. Yeah, that's like not everything is for everybody, and not every price point is for every person. Like we generally try to stay within like the. I think our jeans start at like 140. Not even. I think we have some jeans for like 130 something bucks. So like we don't want to go over $250 usually. I mean, most of our jeans are between 160 and 190, I would say. So like under $200 for what we do is pretty aggressive. We're very much about like trying to create the best possible price for the products that we put out. Value is something that is like inherent in our brand. When we started Naked and Famous Denim, like if you understand the history of the brand and like, Brandon's grandfather essentially started our business, right? It's a family business, and Brandon's grandfather started it, and it was just all about value. And one thing, there's one story. There's many stories about Brandon's grandfather. I actually never met Brandon's grandfather. When I started at Naked and Famous Denim, I was there for a week, and he had literally passed away that week. And so I never got to meet him, but I did go to his funeral, and I knew that I wouldn't be here in my seat right now if it wasn't for this guy. So I have to go and pay respects to him because he started this, So there's just something about value that is instilled in our company, just like trying to give people the best possible price, best possible product. And Brandon's father and other people who've been in our organization for decades, these guys have been selling product forever, and it's they're all about deals, try to give people the most that they can get. And Brandon's dad used to run a whole bunch of outlet stores, and he still has one, and just serving community type businesses. And one of the things that I really thought was interesting was back in the day when Brandon's grandfather started, his wife was helping him, and she, at night, what they thought was a good idea was they invested in a typewriter, because that was a big investment at the time. They bought a typewriter and they they typed out all the invoices. So you bought something, and we would mail you an invoice that was typed. And they figured if we sent people out typed invoices, we would look like a much bigger, more professional operation. And it was such a smart idea, because back in the day, everyone's handwriting all these invoices. In fact, we have somewhere in the office, somebody gifted us once a Levi's invoice on Levi's from early 1900s. And it's somewhere in the building. I'm pretty sure. Anyway, I have no idea where it is, but we got it. It was a beautiful antique. Somebody gifted us. They gifted it to us. I'm just going on a rambling story, but they gifted us that item because they owed us a lot of money and they weren't paying their bills. And they're like, "Here's something that's worth a lot of money," and we're like, "Okay, this is nice, but you still owe us." They went out of business a long time ago. Anyways, where was I going with that? But I was just I'm
gonna try that. Bills do.
Yeah. Hey, here's a rare item. Business covered. But just going back to when people feel like they're getting, people still think we're this big company. They think, because we're sitting in many of these shops with all these, different brands that are very, in many cases big and successful and things like that we're in the same level as them. And like, we're very good at like doing a lot of stuff, but we're not as big as people think we are. I remember photography is always a difficult like position to hire for, because like people, like creative folks, are often very transient. So you get a photographer a while, then they're off to another job. But I remember like so often that we interview for photographers, and they'll come in and they're like, "Who's doing your photography?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, me." They like these like the social media images, and they're like, "Oh," and I'm like, "Yeah, no, like I'll just do it on the floor over there. Like, I won't even have lights or anything set up. I'm just like, here's the sunlight, let's set up a shot over here, like run and gun." Like, people think that we're like hiring these teams and, there's so much going on. And it's just like, nah, man. Like, even like when we're kind of dressing up for product photography, it's like, here's some metal stuff. Here's some chains. Let's, we've got all these little prop things, but like, it's just stuff often that we find in the building. Like, we're just, trying to work with what we got to like create this content, because like, I don't want to spend so much money doing all these things. It has to be good, but like, if you start paying a lot of money for like a lot of money for photography, and like, each item, like that, all the cost, all that comes down to you. The consumer ends up paying for all this stuff. So, I don't even do promoted posts on Instagram. Like, I don't pay for anything. Like, because it ultimately goes down to you guys. So like, there's no value in that. So it's always just about driving value for our customers. Because even $1 at cost ends up being a couple dollars at retail for you guys. So like, it doesn't make the product better just because we spent some money on advertising. This is our advertising. We're having a conversation right here. We're and you guys can you're part of it. So things have, I guess what I like about this current age is that like, things have shifted a lot. Like, you don't have to rely on magazine ads to like have a successful brand. Mm-hmm. But more and more, your audience is kind of pulled away from you, from these companies, because they do expect you to pay for views.
Yeah. The bigger you get, the harder it is. Like, the less percentage of your pie you actually get to advertise to naturally, organically. Going back to the question, about the cost of the piece, that's completely from my perspective, right? I mean, you guys have Tate and Yoko, so there's some things in there other than Naked and Famous Denim, but we sell product from all over the world, and 80% of my jeans are Naked and Famous. So that speaks to it alone right there. Like, we had an $800 pair, which was yours, but like, our highest normal price point, that sounds insane to say, is like $375, $425 for some of the denim. And I aspire to have those things. It's a lot of it is about fit, right? Like, I found the Super Guy fit, but it's also about interesting fabrics, and also at the price point you guys deliver them. Like, the fact that you can deliver an Elephant series at $200, sometimes under $198, is just mind-boggling. And it's just interesting fabrics. It's also you guys. Like, that's why we enjoy it, is because you're so genuine. It's not, what you were just saying about the photography. Like, it's you're not seeing different people all the time. It's you're the face. You're the, you and Brandon are the face, and see you guys. And I think that does a lot for, even, I have access to everything at wholesale cost, and I'm wearing Naked and Famous all the time. So that says a lot. Man.
Yeah. I mean, value is the ultimate. Like, I remember Brandon telling me a story about his grandfather when he was just asking for advice. Because when Brandon started Naked and Famous, I mean, he had infrastructure. I mean, he had his dad and his grandfather to kind of like ask and, see, like, give them advice and direction. But they weren't in this kind of premium world. They were selling jeans to regular people, like, not their price points were not premium. right? So the idea of selling a $200 jean to Brandon's grandfather was insane. Just like, he's like, what are you talking about? Jeans are $20. Like, that's what jeans like, that's what it should cost. Like, so, but he said, even if you're going to charge whatever it is that you charge, so long as there's value in the item that you're selling, then people will buy it. People will buy it. Like, you know, there's things that are expensive, and there's things that are expensive because they do the job that they do, right? Like, you know, if you buy a nice camera, you know, however much money you spend, right? You can spend tens of thousands of dollars a camera, but like, you know, there's a difference between buying a camera for $300 and buying a camera for $2,000. And the $2,000 as a dollar value is a lot of money, but it might be a tremendous value because it might do a lot of things that say a $4,000 or $5,000 or $6,000 camera or more can do, right? In a less expensive package. So that's what we're driving with Naked and Famous Denim. It's not about being the least expensive jean. It's about providing the most value that we can for your money. Like, if you're going to spend a lot of money on a pair of jeans, you're going to get a lot out of this. Number one, you're going to wear them a lot. It's raw denim. You're going to wear them a lot. We're making our products in the best possible way. And, you know, in Japan, using, you know, that's a whole other hour of topic of like why denim is the best. But
yeah, you got Rick and Morty denim to talk about.
Right, I do have Rick and Morty denim to talk about. There's a lot of denim to talk about. Okay, let's answer a couple more questions, and we'll get to some previews and things like that. James Dant photos are always great. I have to say that you're among the best in the biz. I have to admit that.
That's a small shop secret too. That's just my wife.
Oh yeah, well there you go.
I'm married into it.
there you have it, right? Like that's the way it goes in our little world. Like, you use what you have, and you know, it's amazing. It's amazing that our small like we're putting out content that's arguably just as good as, you know. Sometimes I see like luxury department stores and these brands, like, you know, they have huge budgets and they have access to best everything, and I'm just like, our pictures look just as good.
Yeah.
But and yours even better, and it's like, yeah, amazing. It's pretty amazing. We don't need artistic photos. We know it's quality, and like that's true. Like, look, I think our photos are good. I don't think that they're the best. I think some other people have the best photos. But they have to be good enough. Like, we're still telling a story, and the customers want to be able to, like, there is a big difference between taking a shitty photo of an item and a good photo of an item. I mean, it's like being able to, there's a lot of subtle nuances in the products that we make that if you don't highlight them, if they're not visible to the consumer, then they're not going to really understand, like, they're not going to understand the value in that item. So good photography is important in what we do.
I'll be showing up for the live chat.
It's all good. I got Snowy over here hanging out. You know what's been,
I think that's very
occupying my
good,
time?
like being creative as well. The shots you guys do in the macro of like the purple cores and stuff like that, it just being interesting. And that goes to what that comment was, like, artistic. I don't need to contort my body in some weird way to show off that the shoulder seam is constructed really well on this piece. I just need to fucking show it, because people don't take the time to do that. They're just like, hey, here's the front, here's the side, and that's it. And less is more for them, or for us, more is more. There's so many details. You know, we're going to show them off, even if it takes your computer 20 minutes to load them.
Right. Yeah. There's like, when you see like the like, for us, when you see like the 5 or 6 shots that we put online, like there's like 50 of them that we have to like take, go through them, sort them, and like per product, like it's a lot of work. But I mean, you know, we got to tell those stories. And you know, I know, especially like, we're denim guys, like we like looking at these kinds of pictures. Like it's you know, we're on our phones looking at pictures of jeans. I mean, like, it's like, oh, look at that fabric. It's, you know, I don't know. Anyways, that's the kind of world we live in. But Um, LML, the loading zing. Okay, what else do we got here? Shout out to all the denim wives and husbands taking our pics. It's true. I mean, we do appreciate you guys out there taking pictures of our pants for us. If your wife, that makes sense. No wonder you're giving the camera those sexy eyes. Someone said you're giving the camera those sexy eyes. He always looks like that. Any word on a possible JoJo collab? Part 6 of the anime was just recently announced. No, I've reached out to them multiple times. No answer. I'm hoping one day there's an answer, but no answer yet. I do want to make it. But none yet. Okay. Any future projects with James Dant? I can say that there's definitely going to be another one. Am I wrong? Am I wrong to presume that? I think no. I think I'm pretty confident in the fact that we will have another project down the line. So
yeah, it's funny to think the day after I'm already thinking about the next project, but I was probably thinking about the next project before it even launched. So
right,
that's just how our brains work, I guess. That's
just the way it goes. It's like I think we've got something here. It's just you got to keep the the momentum going, and if the rate that gene moved for you guys is any indication, people want more, people want to see what else we can come up with, and our with our powers combined, we'll come up with something fantastic for the next one. Any wallet plans, like maybe a back patch design, or use past patch designs for reference? We are going to make some like small wallets, so that is something that is coming down the line. They'll be like denim wallets. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to explore next time with you guys is as you guys get more into smalls, is doing some extras that go around the jean. So I think that will be in the talks as well.
So one of the things, like I was just talking to Brandon about it, and like I understand that not everyone, like we put out quite a few fabrics per season, and we're all denim collectors in one way, shape, or form. But you can't always buy every jean, right? But you may want to experience that material, or have it. So like we're gonna do like small like denim wallets where like they're not gonna be very expensive, something that you can buy, you can use, and you collect even. And so it like cost wise won't be so like impactful. But that way you can still enjoy the fabrics that we put out. So you might be in the middle of wearing a pair of jeans. Maybe you don't have the budget for another pair of jeans right now, but a small wallet might be something you can enjoy, and you can use it all the time. It'll fade just like your pair of jeans. So that's something we're working on.
Yeah, I think the artwork aspect is interesting too. Like that's something I really wanted to explore because Ben did such a good job with a little slubby monster. Is finding a way to, I mean, the first thing is I just want to get it printed on a poster, which should be pretty easy to hang up in the shop somewhere. Yeah. But I think the flasher is really, really cool once you take it off, and if you have something creative you can do with it, put it in a table that has a glass top, or we see just keep them and rifle back through them every once in a while. But I want something a little more permanent.
Right.
Because once you've taken it off, you've got the jeans, and you can kind of experience that every time you put them on. But I want something a little trinket for the denim that can go along with the artwork.
Ben's in the house here. Hey, Ben.
Giving us the eyes.
Oh yeah. So yeah, we will explore that. I mean, even our own pocket flashers, when we print them, and when we'll get the proofs from the printer, and like we'll have like this one giant like cardboard with like every flasher on it, and I'm like, that's such a good poster. Like maybe I don't know if people would be interested in that. I'm not sure. Sometimes I don't.
What I'm seeing on lately is tattoo artists, because there's nothing more permanent than a tattoo, right? But then they're selling books of their flash,
right?
Which maybe a thing that's been around for a long time, but maybe just with the with the onset of social media, I'm seeing a lot of them pop up lately, and they're gorgeous. It's just a book full of their art.
Interesting.
In flash form. We could do that with you. You could definitely do that with,
with our flashers.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, am I getting ahead? How many am I getting ahead of myself? I don't think we're that. Sometimes I wonder, like, would people buy that? Like, I'm not that it's not like a money grab thing either. I'm just like, there's a cost involved in making it.
Yeah.
But, so I don't know. Like, maybe one day, like when I'm back in the office, I'll take a picture of like our pocket flasher proof, and it's a nice pose. It looks like Carrie usually keeps it in her office. She's got it hung up on her wall. But I wonder if we made a couple of those, people would be interested in them. I'm obsessed with your denim. Denim's making wallets would be so rad, like a coin purse. Yeah, it'll be like a little zip wallet. We actually here a little teaser for it, but the zipper is like a salvage. It looks like salvage. It's gonna be kind of cool. Yeah, they're these custom ordered zippers from Japan that yeah.
Yeah,
it's gonna look really nice. So once those are ready, I'll share those with those, with everybody out here. Okay, well, I wanna show off some Rick and Morty. So, do you want to hang out for that?
I kind of have. I've got I'm taking time. Well, I'm taking a little time off this week. I'll probably have you on in the background, but I'm taking some much needed time off tomorrow, and so I probably need to get ready for that.
Okay,
but we'll have you on in the background so I can see the Rick and Morty.
Fantastic. So thanks so much for hanging out.
Yeah.
On another live stream here. Say goodbye, everybody, or say goodbye to everybody, and I'm sure we'll have you back on again another time.
That would be fantastic. Yeah, we can go on more rants.
Absolutely. All right. Take it easy, brother.
See you later.
All right. Okay, let me how do I kick you out? There we go. All right, he kicked himself out. All right, well, wasn't that fun? Well, I love having guests on board. So thanks so much. I hope you guys enjoyed that. And next week we'll find another guest. Maybe Carl would like to come on board. But and anyway, we'll figure it out. I'll announce it sometime this week. But the big announcement this week was the Rick and Morty collection. So finally, we put out the release dates, and now I don't even remember I don't remember the dates exactly offhand, but they are listed on the Instagram post. So let's go over all of the details, because I know there's going to be a couple of you guys who this might be new to you. This is the first time you're seeing the collection. You got to see it on our Instagram post, so we're going to go over all the details of the entire collection right now. I've got all three jeans in front of me here. Somebody's asking me, will this be saved so I can watch it later? Yes, it'll be saved on IGTV, so you can watch this directly on IGTV after the live stream ends. And this will also be uploaded to YouTube probably on Monday. Maybe I can do it earlier, but just depends. I have things to do this weekend. But you'll be able to watch it on YouTube later on as well. So we do save all of these live streams. You can watch them all whenever you want. And for our live streams on YouTube, we put up the entire one, and then we do a highlight reel as well. So if you don't have the time to watch, a 2-hour live stream, you can watch the condensed version. So thanks for joining us here. So if you got to tune out, which I hope you're not, hopefully you're not tuning out right now, but if you can't watch it all, you can always catch it on the replay later on. Okay, so let's take a look at some of these questions here. Pedro Cortez is hyped for this Rick and Morty drop. Are you Pedro Cortez? And if so, thanks for the excitement. So stoked. I thought that Pickle Rick had a green weft, or was that just an early prototype? Pickle Rick didn't have a green weft. Rick Denim has a portal colored green weft, and we will go over the details. Okay. Will the Rick portal gun fade to green or blue? I will explain that for you. Okay, let's take a look here at the jeans. First, we've got Pickle Rick. So this denim is based off of our beloved, furious, ferocious Pickle Rick. And the first thing you'll notice about this denim is just how slubby it is. We wanted to go with a denim that was slubby and bumpy, just like a pickle. There's a lot of pickle theme to this denim, obviously. So you will have this incredible slub texture here. This is a samforized denim, so you're not going to have to worry about the shrinkage. But for it being a samforized denim, you can see just how textured it is. Let's contrast that to a typical textured denim, something that isn't quite as slubby, and you can see even from far just how slubby it is. Now, the denim itself has a slight green cast tone to it, so it's not a pure indigo blue. So, like, you can compare that to the Morty denim, which is a classic raw denim blue. You can see it's got a little bit more green to the fabric as well. So moving on from the texture, you do have that Pickle Rick embroidery. This is the sample, so the embroidery isn't as perfect as the final production is. So, just keep that in mind. This is not bad, but on production, it's even better. Next, we've got the ostrich leather patch. Now, the ostrich leather patch, because we wanted to have something that had, a pickle-like texture. One thing to note is that ostrich leather is, you have these quills, but on the hide, it's not as, the quills aren't everywhere. So depending on the jean that you get, you'll have more quills or less quills, sometimes no quills. But so you can see here, like, it's quite quilly, and then in this area, there's no quills at all. So depending on which part of the hide you get will depend on which, how many quill marks you'll have on your leather patch. But nevertheless, it's dyed in this kind of pickle green color, and then it's got this kind of fun texture, but, beautiful texture that is reminiscent of a pickle. And then, of course, you've got Pickle Rick here embossed in that leather, looking so tough. All right. So you've got that great texture on the inside. You've got that green pickle-colored selvage ID. I bet you've never seen a pickle-colored selvage ID before. So that's a very, very nice detail. You have that on the coin pocket here, as well as on the inside, on the outseam of the jean, which I've got to show off right over here. This is a very, very fun look. Really, really like that detail there. And of course, on the inside, you've got that dual branded Rick and Morty Naked Famous Denim logo. And each jean has the Smith family here on the pocket bags. So you've got that great Rick and Morty cast featured on the inside of the jean as well. So that is your Pickle Rick denim. There is also, and I don't have the sample here, but there will also be a denim jacket using this fabric with this embroidery on the back. So we have this beautiful chenille embroidery. You can see just how plush it is, featuring Pickle Rick fighting a rat. So you've got the denim jacket option with this, using this same denim with this patch. You will also have a denim jacket without the patch. So if this, sometimes this is a little much for some folks. So we do have two versions of this denim jacket available, with the patch and without the patch. The one without the patch is a little bit more limited, but nevertheless, you've got two options available here. When you order a pair of jeans, can you request a different patch? Yeah, you can. It's not a problem. Just so long as you're ordering it through Tata and Yoko, you can do that. So that's the Pickle Rick denim. Okay, next. So that's going to be the first release, if I'm not mistaken. Sorry, it's a little early. My brain isn't there. This is May 24th. No, May 21st. May 21st is, sorry, you know what? Before I make some mistakes, I just consult the actual information. So all of the information right now is on the website. So let's head over to tatsanyoko.com and we can take a look at that. So Rick, the first denim is the Pickle Rick denim. That's May 21st. May 21st. Will the Pickle Rick jeans come in women's fits? They will not. They will only, the entire Rick and Morty collection will only be available in our men's fits. Yeah. So sometimes, you know, women do wear our men's fits, but we did not make any in the women's. But we are, not for our collaborations, but there will be more women's raw options in the future. We're working on some at the moment. The Pickle Rick Solenia, so the Pickle Man. Okay, next we've got the Morty denim, which will be coming out on May 28th. May 28th. So the Morty denim is perhaps the most classic of all the jeans in the collection. So you've got an 11-ounce dark indigo denim, very, very classic toned dark indigo selvage. What makes this one stick out is the two-way stretch. So most denim, when there is stretch, it's on the weft and it stretches left and right. So this denim actually stretches up and down and left and right. So there's stretch fibers on both the warp and weft side, which makes this denim just that much more flexible, and it'll move with you. The selvage ID here matches Morty's outfit. So you've got the blue and the yellow here. And we figured, you know, something a little bit more lightweight, something a little bit more malleable, you know, that really matches you know, Morty's personality. You know, he's always getting suckered into you know, the next thing. So something that was a little bit more flexible, we thought would match him quite nicely. So if you're looking for something that's a little bit more classic in look and feel, and you want to, you know, enjoy the Rick and Morty collection, we've got that option for you here with the Morty. Oh, geez. Selvage, and the leather patch here is looking really great. You know, with Morty here being dragged into another adventure. I really like, I think of all the leather patches, this is my favorite one. I really like when a leather patch is, you know, the graphic takes up practically the entire, you know, space here. But I think this is my favorite leather patch from the collection. So this is going to be available May 28th. I think these ones retail for $198. The Pickle Rick and the Rick denim retail for $225. So that's coming soon. These will be available in super weird and easy guide. No denim jacket on the Morty selvage. The only denim jacket in the collection is from the Pickle Rick denim. And then we've got the Rick Wubba Lubba Dub Dub selvage. You've got the madman himself, Rick Sanchez. I've got him here looking great, crashing the spaceship. You know, he's looking pretty insane here on the embroidery as well. For production, this is going to be a little bit bigger, and it'll be a much cleaner looking embroidery as well. So the denim itself is a 12.5-ounce weight, so pretty classic weight, rigid. So this is going to take a little bit of break-in, and what makes this denim so special is the portal gun weft color interior. So whenever he shoots that portal, you get that really beautiful, you know, you can see it here on the pocket flasher, the colors of the portal. So this took months of development. Like this is not an off-the-shelf weft color. This took a lot of time to get this blend going in the right, you know, the right ratio of colors. So there's actually 4 colors in here that make this weft, and you have no idea. I think out of any jean we've ever made, this one got the most pushback from all of our suppliers. Like they were just so annoyed with us, like trying to get this blend of yellow and green going. They're like, just use what we have, and we're like, no, you just don't get it. What we're trying to achieve. So. Anyways, finally we were able to get what we are going for, but this is a fully custom yarn. This, obviously you can't. This is not something that they could just order. This all had to be made, so there's minimums and all that stuff involved. And then just like even that, the blend of all the different colors that had to be created, very, very difficult. But very, very happy with the results. All things that are hard often end up being worth it, and this was certainly worth it. Now, somebody's asking for the price. These are going to be $225 retail, and these are going to be available on June the 4th. I think June the 4th, the week after the. I don't have a very good memory. Yeah, June the 4th. June the 4th, $225 for the Pickle Rick, $190 for the Morty, $190, $198, something like that. I think Morty is $198. So let's take a look at a few more of the details here. Yeah, you've got that weft color, that multicolor weft interior portal color, and then you've got that same yarn used on the Selvage ID. And it might be hard to see, but it's a gradient yarn. And so that Selvage ID changes color, up and down the ticker here. So you've got a little bit more yellow here. You can see it's look closely, you can see the different colors that are in that yarn there. And that's a very, very difficult yarn to have made. We had it made. We got it made especially for this jean. Very, very beautiful the way that this came out. As you can see, it's got a slight green tone, because those colors are coming through the grain of the denim, and you can see it here compared to the Morty denim, which is a classic indigo by white. Here we've got the indigo by the multicolored portal weft interior, so it's got a little bit more of a green tone, but it's still plenty dark. And other details, you're going to get that dual branded logo as well as that Rick and Morty cast pocket bag here. So that is the Rick denim. Beautiful veg tan leather patch. It's got that, high gloss pocket flasher here as well. So that is the entire Rick and Morty collection. This is going to be available starting in just a few weeks, starting on May the 24th with the Rick denim. You can go over to Tati and Yoko or Naked and Famous Denim NYC. You can preview the collection now. Sorry, May 21st for the Rick denim. So you can preview the entire collection now. We have all the high quality photos here on the website, so you can see in depth what you're going to be getting. So check it out. If you want to, we do have the release date, but if you're interested in being notified exactly when these jeans come out, hit that button, email me when available, put in your information, and we will send you a notification the second these become available online. But if you don't need that reminder, they are available May 21st at 11 a.m. Eastern. All of our releases on Tati and Yoko and Naked and Famous Denim NYC come out at 11 a.m. Eastern. So if you got to snipe a size, that's the time to do it. So how will the Rick denim fade, blue or green? So when it comes to fading denim, it's the warp color that is responsible for the fading. So these jeans will fade blue. So they'll go from this dark indigo to white with that undertone. So the color that you can see here, that it comes through on the front of the fabric, that's the undertone of the denim. That's the color that's showing through the grain of the twill. So you will get dark indigo going to white with a subtle undertone of green, yellow, portal color showing through the front face of the fabric. Any chance which U.S. retailers will have them? Yes. So you will be able to find that information on nakedandfamousdenim.com. Sorry we have so many websites. The reason why is basically an entire video. I can explain why. But if you go to nakedandfamousdenim.com, so yeah, head on over there, nakedandfamousdenim.com, go to news, We have the Rick and Morty Naked and Famous Denim announcement here. You can see that. And then we have a complete listing of all of the retailers that will carry the collection in the United States. Blue Owl, Macy's Herald Square, so that's the New York flagship location in store. Nordstrom will have them online, and Naked and Famous Denim NYC. So the not a lot of so it'll be a tight distribution for this collection, and that's pretty much across the board for all the styles. So if you want it, you've got a few options here. Naked and Famous Denim NYC and Tate and Yoko will obviously carry the entire collection, but if you're in other places in the world, England, France, Germany, Thailand, Taiwan, you can also find these jeans locally as well. And online, you will also be able to find them through Cultism. Blue Owl will have some assortment as well. So it's a tight distribution, this one, but we have all of the retailers listed on the nakedandfamousdenim.com website. As we always do, with every release that we put out, there is always a complete listing of our retailer availability, including which fits they carry. So if you're ever wondering, like, sometimes I'll get messages like, hey, we might be sold out of a style. Go to the blog post that we have for any item, like the recycled salvage, for example. We'll have the nice photography here. We'll have a little write-up. Usually, if there's a video, there's a link to the video, and then there's a complete listing of retailers. So sometimes this is the best place to go, because sometimes you'll find that we might be sold out of something, but sometimes there's smaller retailers out there. Maybe they don't have as wide a reach that they still have that item. So head over to the blog post, and you will see which retailers have what. If you're looking for something that might be a couple of seasons old, find the blog post, look through those retailers, and you might surprise yourself with what you can find. Because a lot of the times people ask me, hey, I'm looking for this style, it's a couple of seasons old or whatever, can you help me locate one? I'll just go to the blog post, I look through it and say, and I'll just go through it and see who has it. Not more often than not, but like often enough, I will be able to locate that pair for you. I wish you had more Australian retailers. The ones listed on the website don't seem to have any stock. There is a new Australian retailer that we're going to be working with called Urban Loop. Now they're going to be starting with a smaller assortment, but hit them up. Let them know that you're interested in product, and they are more likely to carry more product. That's my advice. Pretty much all the time. We're not in charge of what retailers carry. As much as I wish I could just say, hey, you need to carry everything, it's just not the way things work. So buyers are often, they're listening to feedback. So, they're using their eyes, they're seeing what sells, but they also have to, they also have to factor in what people are asking for. So if you have more people asking for, Naked and Famous Denim or specific fits or fabrics, they're more inclined to listen to that feedback. When it comes from me, as much as I'm, at the end of the day, I'm a sales guy to them, right? We might have personal relationships and things like that, but they also have personal relationships with all of their vendors they deal with. So I might tell them something that is perfectly true. I try to be as honest. My aim is honesty, of course. What's working for us, what's working, industry wide. But sometimes when that comes from a sales guy, that's a sales guy pitch. They deal with many people like me all the time. Some are better, for them, and then others. But you know what? It's the way it is. But when it comes from a consumer, if a consumer wants something, it's probably because they want it. And so they're more inclined to listen to that message. So if there's something you want, whether it's, you're in Australia or wherever you are in the world, if you've got a retailer that you like, you got a retailer that you shop at, you got a retailer that carries Naked and Famous Denim, and you want to see more, let them know. Just let them know. And, they may not react to it like that, but the more they hear your feedback, the more likely they're going to respond to that. So that's always been my advice. Awesome. Thanks for the reply, man. This is going to be a sick drop. I think so. I'm a big Rick and Morty fan, and this has been on top of I mean, I love doing these collaborations because it just gives me an excuse to, consume content. I don't get a chance to watch a lot of TV, but when you're doing these projects, it's like you really want to make this for the fans, and so. When we're doing collaborations like this, we're just watching and we're trying to pick up on stuff that would really resonate with the audience. Like we're working on Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street. Of course, those are properties I've watched my entire life. But like, my wife hasn't watched all of them, and like we're just rewatching all of them and making notes and trying to think of stuff that like is really cool. Like Matrix is another project, property that we're working with right now, and so these are all just. It's all just fun for me. This is all like not just these collaborations, but the entire thing, the entire all the collections that we make. It's just fun for us. These are the things that we want to make, and it just so happens that there's a lot of folks out there who like what we make. So it's always a joy to create something and put it out there. And if you've put your feelings and emotions and like thought and like you don't understand how long it took us to get that Portal Weft color done. It was to the point where we're like, okay, maybe we have to abandon this because it was becoming a problem. Like people were getting upset at us. Like it was like, so anyway, to make it happen. Like you hear a little bit. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about the backstories here, but like there's so much more to some of the backstories and like trying to get some of this stuff made. And it's like we're not selling millions of units, selling hundreds or maybe hundreds of units. Sometimes like when we make product, there's no like we're not mass producing anything, right? Everything's small batch. And like the amount of time we put to like work on some of this stuff, and like the mills that we work with, they love us. Don't get me wrong, they love us. But like, we're not the Gap. We're not, Levi's. We're not this big company that's like, give me your like. They're probably not as demanding in terms of like the kinds of like nuanced fabric that they're trying to produce. They just want to produce a lot of fabric, and that's an easy order for them. Like maybe it's not that easy because they have their standards too. Don't get me wrong. I've heard about some of the nightmares that they have to deal with, but they want an easy, gajillion meter order from a massive company. We're never, unless we grow exponent, huge. That we're going to remain a small, niche brand that makes niche jeans. So like for them, it's like. We're doing all this work to make, not in the grand scheme of things, not a lot of fabric. We're not a small customer, but we're not their, we're not Levi's. You know what I mean? We're not one of these big, massive players out there. We're not Kirkland jeans, which some people don't realize that are probably one of the number one selling jeans in the world. Interestingly enough, anyways. I don't know. Sometimes I ramble. I don't even know where I'm going with this stuff. Make more stacked guy styles, please. See, I listened to your guys' feedback. I will consider that. I'm considering cutting a slit in my Easy Guys to increase the leg opening. Where should I cut? Down the middle of the selvage on one side? I would do it from the inseam. No, I mean, if you're going to do it on the outseam, if you're gonna, do it down the middle of the selvage. Do it down the middle of the selvage. Please make another run of Fire King mugs, please. I'm working on it. I think that the company that makes Fire King is a company called Anchor Hawking. They make Pyrex and all that stuff. They don't make Fire King anymore. There's a company in Japan that has the license for it, but they don't answer my emails. But I think I found another company that makes a similar product. So I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Love my Fire King mugs. I love milk glass. So McDonald's Canada mug. That's a rare one. Not that rare, but not as common as the American ones. Currently watching Rick and Morty. Can't wait to order all 3 of the Rick and Morty denim. Good man out there. Yesterday when I was doing the photography, I was just watching Rick and Morty in the background all day. So it's always I laugh out loud when I watch Rick and Morty. Like like every time I watch it, there's something like there's always something maybe I missed, or maybe I don't. It's just it's such a good show. If you don't watch Rick and Morty, you go and watch Rick and Morty. Is it the best? It's the best. It's amazing. Rick and Morty is amazing. What's your favorite Rick and Morty episode? I'm gonna go with Pickle Rick. I love Pickle Rick. I love interdimensional cable. Those are always fun. No. Okay, Pickle Rick is definitely number 1. There's just something about the way the dude says, the pickle man. Solenia, the pickle man. I love that, and I like that it's kind of like a John Wick, reference. And it's ridiculous. Like, it's just such a ridiculous episode. But there was when Rick, I forget the title of the episode, but how he created like a society to create energy for his battery, and then that society created it was basically like an Inception episode, when then that society created another society. And anyway, that one was really fun. And Summer is in the spaceship, and the spaceship is causing havoc and destruction, and unintentionally. The ghost baby, that's a really good one. There's a lot of really good episodes. Mr. Poopy Butthole, what was it? Sorry, I'm not good at the names of the episodes, but the episode with the I guess the parasites, the memory parasites. There's too many good ones. There's too many good ones. Keep Summer safe. Keep Summer safe. That's right. Keep Summer safe. It felt like that, that's like a Twilight Zone, kind of feel with that. I mean, if you love science fiction, and there's just something about the writing of this show that is so good. Like, I'm just checking. If you like the Twilight Zone, I mean, I have the complete series on Blu-ray. You should, you should go and get this. It's good. But those kind of weird twist endings, and it's just great. It's just good stuff. I like the last episode of the second season a lot. You're gonna have to explain which one that was, because I don't remember the orders so well either. Okay. Memory parasites were fantastic. Fantastic. You just can't stop laughing at some of these episodes. So anyways, I'm excited for Rick and Morty. I hope you guys are excited for Rick and Morty. I know the new season announcement just came out as well. So very, very much looking forward to that. And with that said, let's head over into snack time today, because we got something weird. We definitely have something weird. Rick and Morty forever. 100 times, 1,000 times, forever. Forever, Morty. We're going to do this forever. You know what? Last night we were watching the episode where Bird Person got married to Tammy, and then Rick gets kidnapped, and hopefully I'm not spoiling anything for anybody, but the Szechuan sauce, and we actually ordered McDonald's last night, and we were eating nuggets, and as we were eating that, it's just like there's the Szechuan sauce, and we're just like, oh my god, I wonder if there's Szechuan sauce here in Japan, because sometimes McDonald's does like a lot of these international flavor sauces, and I'm just hoping that they do a Szechuan sauce, and I will hoard it, and it will be it'll just be funny. So yeah. Did we see King of Lords today? No. Let me. I think I promised. Maybe I promised you. I didn't. I'm not sure. Okay. The jeans are probably buried in a box somewhere that I can't get to, but I have the fabric right here. So before we get to snack time, let's do the King of Lords. At least we'll take a look at the fabric because you'll get the point. Can I buy from my shop? Send me a DM. Found the all dress ruffles in Indiana this week. Haven't tried them yet though. Try them. All dress ruffles. That is a top tier flavored chip. My favorite chip. They're very good. I'm not gonna ruin. Should I? No, I won't ruin it for you. I won't tell you what they taste like, but they are very good. They're very good. All just ruffles, top tier. Ruffles in general, top tier chip. Okay, let's take a look at the King of Lords. So this is coming for fall winter 22. It is a mix of the Lord of Nep and the King of Slub. We took the two yarns, we combined them together to make the slubbiest and neppiest denim ever created. So let's take a look at it right here. This is the fabric. As you can see, it looks like a freaking snowstorm. That's because the nep is just absolutely insane. And then you can see here the slub texture underneath. It is just wild. Like the thickness of these yarns, let's just pull some of that out. Like, look at this crazy yarn that we're dealing with. So this yarn is the Lord of Nep yarn. And you can see just how knotted it is. And that's what's creating all of these little nep textures throughout, because this is not a uniform yarn at all. As you can see, it's basically just a bunch of knots curled. This is basically it's like a curly fry of yarn. And try to get a close look at that. And so that is what is making this fabric. That's what's giving this fabric its neppy tone. I can't pull out any warp yarns for you, but the King of Slub yarns are just super, super fat and thick. So you've got this incredible balance of super thick parts, super nappy parts, and you really start to appreciate just how crazy this fabric is when you look at the inside. The inside of this fabric is like nothing else. What will the weight of these be? I think I have to double check. You know what? You'll have to hit me in the DMs. I don't remember offhand what the weight is, and I don't want to misquote. So send me a DM and I'll get you that info. So you can see here just how crazy knotted it looks on the inside. And that's obviously, like I showed you before, because of this crazy knotted yarn that we use. This is our Lord of Nep yarn. This is custom developed yarn. This is not something that, that's one thing. Like when we did the King of Slub, like that was 2 years of development just for the yarn. And when it comes to like design in this realm, the thing that like a lot of people don't realize is that you're very much limited to what is available, right? Like developing yarn is not something people normally do. You look for a particular size of yarn, or maybe a yarn that is of a particular like quality, like cotton from a particular region. That stuff is fine. Okay, we need, whatever size yarn with Supima cotton or, cotton from wherever, Texas cotton, whatever. You get that. You dye it. Fine. But like, when it comes to like what we did for the Rick denim, it's like, we need a 4-color multi-specific color, color melange yarn. And people are like, we have green. I'm like, we're not looking for green. We're looking for like green gradient and like of anyway, getting all that stuff made is not something that the companies even do. They just you go into a company and like whatever yarn you need, they'll have like a gajillion options. Don't get me wrong, they have a gajillion options. Every color you could possibly conceive of, except if you're trying to conceive of a color that is not there. And then if it's not there, it's not something that like they're eager to like try and develop, because it's just like, especially for a brand of our size, it's just like it's a lot of work and it's not like a lot of payoff for them. So when it comes to things like this, developing these crazy textured yarns, it's like it's a lot of work. And most brands, this is not even in their realm of thinking. Like they're not trying to develop yarn. They're like, okay, we'll develop a fabric. We'll use this and we'll use that. We'll put that together, and we've got something. Fine. Then that makes 99.99% of the world's denim, and even in the top tier level of stuff, that's enough to make top quality. But if you want to step out of the box, if you want to make stuff that's never been done before, then you got to go and do that next step. And that's what the King of Slub, that's what the Lord of Nep, that's what the King of Lords over here is all about. This is about pushing boundaries. This isn't the most commercial denim in the world, but it sure is a freaking hard one to develop for. And this is the culmination of years and years of yarn development, and then putting those two yarn developments together to make one monster mashup here. King of Nep, Lord of Nep, King of Slub together, one fabric, the neppiest and slubbiest denim ever created. And when it comes to making superlative denim, the most of, the heaviest, the slubbiest, whatever it is, we're always going to be on the forefront of it. Whether or not there is, people like sometimes like people are like, who is this for? I'm like, sometimes it's like it doesn't matter who it's for. It's for us because we want to create something weird. We want to create like the most extreme of something. So we make it for ourselves, and it just so happens that there's enough of you guys out there crazy enough to be on board with us. So that's who it's for, and that's what we make. We make weird stuff. Hello from Guelph. Hello. I would like to buy from my store in France. Okay, send me a message and we can try to arrange something. Okay, so let's go to snack time, because today we got something weird. How's it going, Risa? Risa's joining us for snack time. She's working on some embroideries. Check out her new setup over here. She's got all of her yarns displayed nicely. Got a little yarn gradient wall over here. And what are you working on here? Nice. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, something I need to.
Hand chenille embroidery. Look at that. Very nice. Well, hand operated at least. So Risa's doing her chain stitching as always. She's pretty much glued to this machine all the time. It's okay. We like it. She makes some pretty cool stuff. So this is Risa's hobby, and she makes beautiful embroidered designs. So today we've got, I think, the weirdest soda that we've seen in a long time. Chocolate mint soda. So some people hate chocolate and mint. I'm a fan of chocolate and mint. In fact, we have some chocolate mint here. Let me get some, and then we'll compare the real thing to the soda. So this is a pretty classic one. We've got Andy's chocolate mint over here. We'll try some. Oh yeah.
Drink.
Risa's got chocolate mint. What is this? Soy milk. A lot of chocolate mint going on here. Okay, so chocolate milk, soy milk, chocolate mint soda, and then we've got real chocolate mint. So let's give this a try. Let's give this a try. And anything? Does the label say anything special?
Is Cheerio a drink in
Cheerio? I've never heard of that before.
Uh-huh. I think it's maybe Japanese. I think it's like an old school like soda drink.
Okay.
So yeah.
Somebody's asking, I still have the chocolate mint Colgate toothpaste sample from 10 years ago. I love chocolate mint. I'm a big fan of chocolate mint. Yeah, I need more of your denim in my life. Oh, thank you. We will, how does that smell?
Smells like chocolate mint. I think it's a little bit more mint than chocolate.
Wow. That really does. It's got the smell. That is.
It looks like a mouthwash to
Yeah,
me.
let's pour that out.
Yeah, it's very mouthwashy.
Yeah, that looks like Listerine. Huh? Are there particles in there, or is that just some dirt from the cup not being clean? Oopsie. Okay, anyways, forget that. So we've got a definite Listerine look over here. That cap looks like a NyQuil cup. Okay. Yeah, this is like a Japanese ramen restaurant kind of cup here with a little dragon here, a little Chinese motif. I don't like that color. It's not what I would. It looks like Listerine. Okay, let's give this a try. Okay. You can smell the chocolate. Taste doesn't have any taste.
What?
Yeah, try it.
It tastes like a little bit like like a mint candy, like not a candy, but like a powdery thing, like a mint. Like a breath mint.
Yeah, like a very small hint of it. It is not as. The smell is stronger of chocolate mint than the taste.
It tastes like Altoids if you take out all the like refreshing mintiness of Altoids. You know what I mean?
Like the burning of mint. Like this has none of that. Has a slight like I don't know. Like
I don't taste the chocolate.
No, I smell the chocolate. I don't taste the chocolate. So let's have a real chocolate mint. Sure. Tastes like chocolate mint. I mean, nailed it.
Try soy milk?
Yeah, I'll try the soy milk. Okay.
I actually don't know what color this is.
This is the standard. This tastes like chocolate milk, mint. This soda here tastes like it tastes like club soda with a little bit of mint in it. It doesn't taste like anything. It's the most stressful sentence to hear in the COVID era. Oh, no! I can still smell. I'm still good. Yes. Don't worry about me though. I'm okay. Okay. Now we've got
Just wanted to see the color because I've never seen the color.
All right. So Risa's got her soy milk, chocolate mint going on here. Very different color. Yeah. So we've got chocolate mint looking like chocolate. We've got chocolate mint looking like mouthwash. And we've got chocolate mint looking like chocolate mint. Okay, a lot of chocolate mint going on. I've never had this before. Reese's had it before. Try this out. Smells like chocolate. Yeah, not bad. It's it's got a cool feeling when as soon as it enters your mouth, like the mint, you can feel like that cooling sensation.
That might be coming from chocolate. A little bit.
Maybe.
But, yeah. It has a minty.
Has a minty taste, and this is more minty tasting than chocolate, but it has a chocolate tone there. This is now I can't smell anything. It's got like essence of mint, but not very chocolate minty, I would say. I mean, yeah.
So soy milk is the winner?
Soy milk is the winner for the chocolate mint drink. If you're gonna get one.
This tastes like, something that you pay $7 at Starbucks.
Yeah, this tastes good.
They must make a soy milk. Because they sometimes do a chocolate mint. Is it chocolate mint? Like a mint mocha and stuff like that.
Okay, I'm not.
Like that.
Anyways, that's it. That's it for snack time. That's it for the live stream. Thanks so much for tuning in for another one. We'll be back again next Friday, Saturday morning for me, for another one. If you're watching this on the replay, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great weekend, everybody. Bye.